Hello, all. I am going to just talk a little bit about some of the ways that I currently communicate with parents. The first way is through Google Classroom. During open house, I let the parents know that they can become part of my Google Classroom, and that way they can see some of the resources that often are used by my students, and obviously due dates and things like that. As you can see, I have some for swimming. Obviously, I'm enrolled in some classes, but the other ones are my classes that I'm a part or that I'm the teacher of, obviously, and so that communication is vital. The next piece that we offer our parents at open house is what we call Remind 101. So my co-teacher has been handling this portion of it, and so you can see here that she sent messages on all of these dates, particularly lately because we've been doing a senior project, which is really important, and this goes to students and parents alike. In the past, when this used to be my responsibility with my co-teacher now taking it over, I don't have current messages, but I would send things to them about using their warrior time, talk to them about due dates, encourage them to continue to read their books and things like that. If you've never used Remind 101, you can get all parents and students to sign up so that they can see the messages that the teacher's sending to the class. Obviously, it's a great way to communicate. The students can actually message you back through this app, but it's through an app, so there's no phone numbers exchanged. I'm sure a lot of people know about Remind 101. It's very popular with coaches and alike. The next thing that I'm going to show you is our Power School, which is, a pretty simple thing, obviously, in terms of communication, but for our students to be able to look at this as well as their parents, it opens that line of communication in such a great way. For example, some of these things, if you want to give the parents an FYI about what was happening with that particular assignment, something you can do is to go and write a note here. So, for example, if I want to communicate to the parents that many of the students forgot to turn this in or that I extended the due date, anything like that, you can write a note right here and then click Save and Close. And that creates a nice way for communication, but not having to email parents directly. We also use the Gmail format to communicate within our school. So all of our students have a Gmail, and obviously that increases our communication with them and then thus through their parents. Since I'm at a high school, we try and get our parents to, encourage their students to talk to us about the things that they need. Just on another note, I have created websites for the sports that I coach, and when looking at these, you can see that I include things like my training, schedule, our apparel, and how they can purchase apparel, different, hyperlinks that go to different websites that allow for that to happen. Look at things like celebrating students. This is the Golden Bobble, which I thought was pretty funny, but this is a bobblehead of me that I give the swimmers when they do something awesome, and I write a little thing about them. I also have a website that I created for my Special Olympics USA games that I'm coaching in, and again, this serves as a great platform for communication with parents. This obviously is a little different than the academic world, but again, it's still communicating with parents and talking through with them different ways to keep their athletes healthy and informed. Announcements in this link here. This is a pretty new website, so there's not a whole heck of a lot in terms of announcements, but it's starting to build. So one of the things that I would like to do moving forward is to create some sort of website that does this for my parents. I think it would actually be easier for me too, whereas in Google Classroom you have to continue to repost and reuse things year by year. But if I created a website that included some of the resources that my students use yearly, it would make it a lot easier on me to not have to upload and reload and consistently be on top of that, where a lot of the resources, especially in terms of writing, stays the same. I may as well give myself that opportunity to make that happen. Again, at the high school level, there's a lot of communication with the students, and we encourage that, but parents are vital to this as well. I think my school does a great job of including them and inviting them to various functions, and just being kind of a face at those functions goes a long way as well. Um, the main thing I would like to do though is to create a website, and then looking at some of your other amazing resources that kind of send pictures and highlights of the class. I think that's a great way, kind of what I do with my swimming website with this golden bobble idea, but creating some sort of accolade for the classroom. Maybe that's a monthly reminder of who's doing what they're supposed to be doing, and things like that would be a great way for that to happen. So, yeah, I think that's about it. And thanks everybody for their resources. And I'll catch you next time. Thanks.